Well, the first thing I did just now was talk to myself while I made a selfie. So I don't know how well that bodes for me getting my point across here. Except that I think that it's a pretty simple point. I'm seeing a whole lot of shit from, quote unquote, both sides in this Pelosi thing. Okay, there's two people who know what the fuck went down in that house. And that's the fucking dude who didn't belong in the house, I guess. Fuck, I'm wrong on that already. The dude who had the hammer, or who, got the licks in, and old man Pelosi. Those are the two people who know what the fuck happened. The cops know what was told to them. We know what is said in the media, and that's it. We're so far removed from what happened, none of us know what the fuck happened. Okay, we can have all kinds of speculation, and some of those guesses might be right. But really, that is kind of the first step of what I'm about to say here. But the other thing is, if your instinct was immediately to use this for the defense or to weaponize it for your political party, you really need to rethink your fucking life. I swear to God, you know nothing of what happened, and yet this just happened to completely comport to whatever side you're on. So if you're a Democrat, the motherfucker with the hammer was a Trump fan. Immediately. I mean, you don't even need to know anything. And anything that backs that up, or that you can twist to back that up with your own bias, is going to fit right in. Oh, great, look here, he had a red hat in his fucking house. That absurd. The other side of it, y'all and the Republicans, immediately he was, either you're excusing him because you say he's crazy, which, I don't know, this situation seems a little nuts, but I don't know. Or, it was a prostitution thing, or it was a drug thing, or whatever. It could be any one of those things. We know how fucked up rich people are, and we know how they generally don't get punished for the drugs that they make illegal for the rest of the world. For the poors get arrested for fucking drugs. The rich people go to a rehab clinic where they probably just learn how to do the drugs without getting discovered. That's my theory on what rehab clinics are for rich people. Hey, get a handle on your drug use so that you don't embarrass us while we continue to throw poor people in cages, torture them, and even kill them over drugs that they're not supposed to have because they're poor and they can't afford all the legal defenses and a lot of times the prescriptions that make their drug use, that make the rich people's drug use, quote unquote, legal or just ignored. That's a long way around to say that if you're looking at every fucking event that involves a politician and immediately it comports to your political outlook, you really need to be questioning your biases, and you need to be questioning yourself as a human being. How deranged are you that every fucking story in the media is just a way to defend your political tribe or to condemn the other political tribe? I watch y'all. I see y'all. Y'all are inconsistent as fuck. Republicans want a small government that decides who you can hire and who can cross the border. That's not a small government, y'all. Republicans want a small government that arrests people for having sex for money. That's not a small government. That's a massive government that has to have a shit ton of surveillance and also arrests people who weren't engaged in anything violent and makes things worse. Prohibition, as it were. Democrats want liberty and equality and want to disarm the poorest of people. Because remember, rich people can always get their hands on weapons. There's always a permitting system. There's always a way around it if you know anything about firearms, if you know anything about weapons ownership. How the fuck does Northrop Grumman ever have possession of, and they do in fact own the weapons they make until they sell them to the government, they have possession of cruise missiles. Y'all are like, well, should we be able to own cruise missiles? Well, fucking Northrop Grumman can. Raytheon can. They can own it. Those are quote unquote private companies. They're so partnered with the government. That's debatable perhaps. But then let's take a step down from that non-weapon suppliers. Watch YouTube sometime and see some of the ordinance motherfuckers have if they have the money. How can you not? I mean, I get it if you don't know about that. Great. Go spend some time on YouTube so you'll shut the fuck up and quit bothering me with this crap. Because honestly, you're draining me with your ignorance. Especially when you go on about egalitarianism and then, oh no, we need to have a class system for weapons. If the word civilian escapes your lips, you are not a leftist. You're some kind of right-wing thing. And I know we can get off and, oh, well, what about the leftists in the Soviet Union? They weren't leftists, fuckers. They were right-wingers who used leftist rhetoric and then established a class system with a ruling class that was even more brutal than the one that preceded it, that they supposedly were improving upon. They did improve upon it in the direction of right-wing one motherfucker running your life. Yeah. Shit. How is this never even debated? Oh, left wing is just Democrat. Well, it's not that fucking simple, y'all. You can pick my definition apart too. And here I am going off about people doing all the political shit immediately when I'm doing it too. So yeah, there I am with my hypocrisy. I guess in a way there, at least in a way. But it's pervasive. We have a totalitarian world. Politics, government, the state is in every aspect of our lives. Okay, it's not governing anymore. So it's not keeping things from going off the rails. It's laying down the rails and it's chaining you to them so that it can run you over with its power. That's a surprisingly apt image. But that's what it is. They're involved in every fucking aspect of our lives. In every country, the government is in fact totalitarian. Its control isn't utterly and totally complete. We can still act on our own, as evidenced by the drug war, that the drugs are still winning. And the government actually is winning in its own way too, because the purpose of the drug war is not to eliminate drugs. The purpose of the drug war is to grab power for the government. So when the drug dealers bust out and kill a bunch of people, that is also to the benefit of the government. Y'all, the system is not broken. It is working exactly as it's intended to work. And none of us know what happened in the Pelosi household. None of us. So quit worrying about it. It doesn't affect you anyway. So what if that fucking crime family got in some kind of spat with some dude you don't know about? Who gives a shit? It doesn't affect anything. Hell, this is it. I will say, it is tempting if you're a gun rights advocate. Man, if old man Pelosi had himself a fucking proper firearm, probably wouldn't have gotten hit by that hammer. Anyway, that's it. I came up with a good analogy. I should stop now. See y'all later.